I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address.
We're not just building muscle, we're building men. In the quiet hours, in the unfiltered moments, in the conversations that happen before the world wakes up. This is the Gloom, where brotherhood forms in the dark so we can lead in the light, where vulnerability is strength and leadership is handed from man to man, one story at a time. Our mission is to empower, exhort, and inspire men to achieve their best selves through stories of reinvigorated male community leadership. We bring you weekly interviews with F3 Omaha PACs, ordinary men doing extraordinary things in fitness, fellowship, faith, and leadership, because we believe that every man has a story, and reinvigoration starts when that story is shared. This is the Glue in the Gloom. Shout out to our sponsors, Avior Wealth Management, Liberty Core Real Estate, Major Team Mortgage, Exclusively Eye Care, Omaha Laser Dentistry, and McNamara Law Firm. We appreciate your support. Yo, Gloom listeners, it's your boy, The Plague. Let me talk to you about our brother, Amazin, a.k.a. Patrick McNamara with McNamara Law Firm right here in Old Town Elkhorn. Amazin serves as outside counsel for small business owners, helping to form contracts, review agreements, and provide practical advice that keeps you focused on growth. He also works with families to create living trusts that protect your kids and safeguard what you've built. Reach out to our brother Amazin today at McNamara Law Firm and start putting the right plan in place for your business, your family, and your future. Now, let's get back to the Gloom. And we're live, coming to you from the Nomad, Old Town Elkhorn. We actually, Armando made a cameo. He was here, and just wanted to confirm for guys, if you're watching or listening and you're looking for an office space to rent, this could be it.
It's a nice space.
Yeah.
I'm not like I was surprised. I figured you guys had been doing it for a little while, and I knew that, I'd seen some of the YouTube stuff, so I knew that you guys had like a nice little space going. And I saw some of the nice equipment. I was like, okay, they got a good thing going on.
Yeah, we're lucky to be here, and every once in a while you hear a train going by in the background, and it's all good. But if you can't tell by the voice, or if you're watching, I got my man E-85 on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Excited to just get your story. I think one of the cool things, right, about F3 is just we're open to all men, right, all ages, and so it's always good to hear from some of our younger hate packs.
I'm hanging on here.
Yeah,
I'll be 30 here in 2 weeks.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
nice.
So I won't be hate any longer. But I was 24, almost 25.
Okay.
When I started F3, I just came across the 5-year mark in October. So
awesome. I love it. I
spent the back half of my 20s kind of getting the F3 thing figured out. So
well, and you've led a lot, right? I think even before you were a Psych Q, right, helping with CSAUPs and all of that. So
I've done some CSAUP stuff. Helped out in other ways in some of the big events. My wife owns a little coffee business, and she's hosted coffee at a couple of events for F3 stuff before. I've Psych Q'd for a while, so I've had some, not as large as some of the other roles can be, but I've tried to find ways to help where we can.
Yeah,
so.
you've always stayed involved. I love it. And I think one of the main instigators of sort of the hate pop-ups and some of that.
We did one yesterday.
Yeah.
Gonna be my last one.
I love it. Well, we'll get into kind of the story and where we like to start is sort of that EH journey, kind of who EH. Would love to hear what was that first workout like?
Yeah. So you'll put some puzzle pieces together on this. So this would be, Sparty.
Yeah.
Sparty's got two brothers. Squints, who posted occasionally here and there. So he's got he's got a younger brother and an older brother, I think.
Yeah.
His oldest brother is Jerry Wellwood.
Okay.
So we're referring to Mark Wellwood, who's Sparty.
Yeah.
His older brother Jerry was a baseball coach of mine in high school for a number of years. He came out to F3 very briefly. His F3 name is Fungo.
Oh yeah, like a fungo bat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was posting some stuff on. He was retweeting stuff on X, Namorama videos.
Okay.
And I hit him up and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
It's like dark out.
Yeah.
But it looked cool. There was like a dozen guys and they're giving their names and stuff. And I texted him. I was like, "What is this?" Yeah. He was like, "It's F3, man. You should come out." He's like, "It's just early morning workout group, a bunch of guys. It's really cool. You'd love it as as an athlete, you would really dig it. So, I kind of I let that simmer for a little while, and then I kind of just randomly took it upon myself to just kind of go to my own beatdown.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there. I didn't tell him I was going.
Okay.
I posted at Cornhusker Handicap on a Tuesday.
Nice.
On October 7th. And everyone there was asking me like, who brought you out? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just here.
I just saw it and I showed up. Yeah.
So like, I think Samples got the, like in my
somehow,
EH tree, it says that he EH'd me.
Oh,
he just took the credit because he put my name in the system.
Maybe, or
basically
Fungo. Yeah.
So that's how I got EH. So kind of just a roundabout way. No one really, pushed me to coming out. I just kind of saw it on Twitter and kind of, I needed it at the time. I was, it was October 2020.
Yeah.
Right. So we we're about 6 months into kind of the darkness of COVID. I had just gotten married in September.
Oh, wow.
So I was kind of newly married, 24 years old. Spent a lot of years playing. I played college baseball.
Oh, cool.
So kind of post college, I was getting into the beginning of my professional work life, and was really kind of missing that team atmosphere because I had spent years and years and years and years doing all kinds of workouts with a team, and kind of struggled coming out of that environment. I wasn't really doing much on my own. Hard to kind of be self-motivated when you spent a dozen years in a team atmosphere.
Right.
So found F3, and it very quickly kind of clicked for me, and
love it.
Snowballed from there.
Do you remember that first workout, like was coming in as a younger guy and kind of fresh off of the college athletics workout? Was it difficult? Was it kind of in the middle of the road?
Yeah, no. I remember. I remember my first beatdown less so than my second beatdown.
Okay.
My second beatdown was a Thursday at Futurama Memorial Park. And we were using one of the hills in the park, and I was dying.
Okay.
I was like it just took some time away from cardio, and that was difficult. Some of the guys were in pretty good cardio shape at the time. I'm PAX number like 650 of the 3,400 that we have in the system now. So some of those early guys were like, they were getting it. They were getting after it. There were a lot of those early guys that kind of forged some of those sites.
Yeah.
Those very good shape. And it took me a couple weeks, I think, to kind of get back in the swing of it. But I remember specifically my second beatdown was
tough.
Challenging. A couple of those early ones it took me some time to get back into it. But
nice. So take us back. So you show up at Cornhusker, you start the workout, and then get into the circle. How did you get the name E-85?
So I some guys have really creative names. Some guys like they get to talking about like things they do or funny experiences, and they get cool funny names off some story. I kind of just started talking about. I felt like I said a lot.
Yeah.
And just one piece of what I said was that I was working at the time. I'm still doing this, but I trade fuels for a commodities company. I was trading gas and ethanol at the time. I still am. And that was the piece they clung to. Okay. I said that I was trading fuel for an ethanol company, and so they
E-85.
E-85. Actually, there's something really funny about this, and I just learned this. So there was an early guy. He was the site founder of the Maze.
Ethanol.
His name is Joe Dorsey.
Yeah. Do you work with him?
I now work with Joe. I just started at a new company.
Okay.
About 4 weeks ago, and I'm in there BSing with one of the guys about some early morning thing I do, and some guy peeks out from the corner. He's like, "Go to F3," and I was like, "Yeah, I go to F3," and he's like, "Oh, dude, my F3 name's Ethanol. I started the Maze. I was one of the early guys."
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a Redwood, but he was like, I think I looked him up in the system, and he's PAX number 16.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So there was already an Ethanol.
Yeah.
So they tagged me with E-85, and that was kind of it. I don't know if the group was real creative that morning, but it stuck. So
every once in a while, I think Ethanol has come out for maybe a shovel pass. I think he had some back stuff, maybe.
Yeah, he's a veteran. He's actually got a Purple Heart. He got injured in combat. Like he's got a pretty cool, crazy story himself too, outside of F3. But
next time
probably right.
Let him know the plague wants you to come back.
Yeah.
So he would lead these deck of card workouts at the Maze. I'll never forget this. And the guy would not use his finger to swipe the phone. He would use his nose because it was so cold. So we're like sitting there waiting.
We're
sitting there waiting for him to like swipe the next card with his nose. And that is what a small world.
Yep.
So you get to re-age probably a redwood.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe at some point.
I pushed on him a little bit here last week, and I was like, "You should come back." And he's like, "Oh, my morning schedule's different now with the kids." And
yeah,
so,
excuses, Ethanol. If you're listening, we miss you, brother. That is so cool. So you could have had Ethanol, but it was taken.
E-85.
But you also like, I feel like, well, I guess tell me more about your baseball career. So from like that physical fitness standpoint.
Yeah, I played baseball at a little college here in Nebraska, Wayne State College.
Okay.
Wayne, Nebraska.
Nice.
I was played there for 4 years, had a fabulous time. I played a bunch, got a ton of playing time.
What position were you?
Played third base.
Okay. I love third base. I used to play third base.
It was fabulous. I had a fabulous experience. I was on some good teams, had some good coaches, got to travel all around the Midwest and different parts of the country with all my boys.
Yeah.
For 4 years, which is, for an 18 to 22-year-old, it's like, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
Everything, all your travel, all food was all paid for. So basically just bussing around the Midwest and, taking some far destination trips. In the spring, we'd go to like Arizona, Florida. Yeah. So traveling around with your boys, living in hotels, eating McDonald's, you know what I mean? It was the best. I had a really good time. I did my undergrad and my graduate school there while I played baseball.
Okay.
And I had a fabulous time.
So as a guy, because I played high school and then I tore my rotator cuff my sophomore year, so I never did the college athlete experience. But just curious, when you're on the road, are you studying while you're on the road?
Yeah, yep. That's one of the challenges.
Yeah.
I feel like kids now have it maybe a touch easier because so much, even in the last 5 years, has gone online.
Yeah.
A lot of classes are either fully online or they have an online option or you're submitting all your work online.
Yeah.
Wasn't the case back then. There was a lot more, manual schooling that went into it. But yeah, it's just a lot of like getting done what you can on the bus, running a hotspot from someone's phone. Yeah. Everyone's, trying to piggyback off someone's hotspot or
maybe a little bit of sharing of answers, maybe.
Yeah, here and there. Hotel homework time when you can get it in, and just trying to balance it all. You've got there's a big accountability aspect with that. We had monthly grade and classroom checks. We had to maintain a minimum GPA to be eligible to play. So there's a strong aspect of accountability in that too. So I don't know. I was always pretty okay at school, so I never it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was I had a really, really good time.
So really that team aspect, I mean, so when you think about the physical fitness side of things, so it sounds like you started on Tuesday and you were at Future like that same week. So you were kind of hooked right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Was it the camaraderie though? It sounds like
I think that was the first piece.
Mm-hmm.
I liked being in shape.
Yeah.
That was something I kind of always prided myself on, but not so much not from a vanity thing, but just because it was what I did or what I was doing.
Yeah.
But very quickly the guys are kind of what kept you coming back. Right. You make friends pretty quickly and all of a sudden you've got guys texting you, be like, hey, let's post here. Hey, let's post here. So, and that's still for me today, that's still the biggest piece.
Yeah.
It's easy to get in a funk when you're not reaching out and when guys aren't reaching out. Right.
Yeah.
It's much easier, much more enjoyable to be posting in the morning when you've got plans with guys and you've got plans to meet someone for a pre-run or you've got guys want to link up at coffee or whatever you got going on. So that morning or that camaraderie aspect in the morning was a big deal.
Yeah. Well, and I also feel like, cause you hunt, right?
Yep.
So I also feel like, cause I just learned this. I don't hunt at all, but Speed Bump just went out and was shooting some birds and he came back and he hurt his back and was sort of talking about how kind of physically demanding hunting is, right? So that's one more reason to stay healthy, right?
Yeah, well, I'm actually doing that's 100% right. I'm doing an elk hunt actually. I'm leaving for Wyoming on a week from tomorrow.
Wow.
And we do some backpacking about a week in the backcountry in Wyoming. And without F3, I would be in bad shape. I mean, it would be a struggle to go out and try and do that annually.
Is that you're all bundled up and
you're carrying a pack and you've got camp stuff and hunting gear and you're carrying a rifle and everything's kind of on your back, right? It's
you could have had a really cool hunting name, right?
Yeah. Well, at the time I wasn't doing so much of that 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
I've kind of, as I've come into more adulthood, I've started to kind of start embracing some of that stuff a little bit more. And I've made buddies that like to do similar things. So I go
Yeah.
out there with a couple of buddies of mine every year. This will be the 3rd year that we've done that. But yeah, it's kind of like a big heavy ruck.
Yeah.
You've got 30 or 40 pounds and backpack stuff on your back. And we've had days where we've done 15, 20 miles
Wow.
in the backcountry just chasing elk. So
Yeah.
it's
That's fun.
it's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah, back to the camaraderie piece. I don't think it gets talked about enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that in F3, I'm just in general,
Mm-hmm.
I think in F3 we do a good job about doing it because it's kind of, part of our core principles. But yeah, men needing other men
Yeah.
and needing male relationships and male friendships and that camaraderie.
Huge.
It's the sad clown, right? Like
Yeah.
the man who lacks that tends to fall into that kind of cycle of sad clown. Very, very thankful that I've had F3 for the last 5 years and 1 month.
Yeah.
It's been a great piece as me kind of going from like young man into, married dad, just kind of having other men, other like-minded men kind of going through the same things as you. So
Heck yeah. So I guess I'm curious because you came in, right? Fitness, like you were doing pretty good. You went to 2 sort of standard beatdown sites, but did you how long until you got into like Murphs and coupon sites? And I guess did you find yourself more runner or weights, or where you at on that?
There was a hell of a lot less variety.
Yeah, that's
back
true.
then.
Yeah.
I used to do, I picked up heavy metal pretty quickly on Wednesdays. I was kind of doing stuff that was close to home for me, and I'm an East Omaha guy. So, like Cornhusker on Tuesday is great. Heavy metal on a Wednesday was great because there wasn't a ton of Wednesday options at the time, especially in the East.
Yeah.
Futurama on a Thursday, the Woodshed on a Friday, which I eventually became the site Q of years and years later. So I had some really good. Yeah, I didn't really venture. It probably took me a couple years before I started to like try and push to some of the Murph sites.
Yeah.
The district, which is 120th and Pacific or something like that.
Yeah.
It took a little bit of time. I would say it probably took me a couple years before I started to get a little adventurous with F3 and start kind of trying to branch out and hit different sites. I kind of forged my home base and I kind of stuck to that for a little while, and I made some good connections there and a lot of those East Side guys that I'm still really close with now. Took a little bit of time, but yeah, now I can say I feel like I've hit quite a few, and I'm doing more and knowing more guys and just getting in my groove,
Yeah, it's so interesting talking to guys, like for anybody that started, 5, 6, whatever years ago, and just the options, right? The number of options we've added. I mean,
a ton, yeah.
It's like
there wasn't that many days of the week where you had like unlimited options like you had now. I feel like maybe when I started, every day of the week you maybe had 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Now there's like
7 or 12 or
10 or 11.
Yeah.
It's probably the site variety has probably tripled in size.
Yeah.
At least doubled for sure.
That's wild.
Since I started.
What curious when you think about like on the first F side and you think about guys in your sort of age range, do you feel like what we're doing is hard enough, or like where, like as you've tried to EH buddies of yours, like how has that gone?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously it's totally dependent on who's leading the beatdown, right?
Yeah.
And which is the beauty of F3 and the massive schedule that we put out every week of every site and every site queue that's going to be leading every beatdown. Guys get reputations for styles of beatdowns they put on, or quality of beatdown that they put on, difficulty level.
Yep.
I think any given day, just because we have so many sites now, you can find something in Omaha that's going to challenge you.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be willing to push yourself and kind of, take that on. There isn't too many weeks where I feel like, I posted 3 or 4 times and just like none of those were that hard.
Right.
You always run into one that kind of gives you a run.
Yep.
Right. Over the last 5 years, I've felt consistently challenged, and I definitely don't feel like I'm not in worse shape because I show up to to post in the morning. So, I think it's challenging enough. And I think when you kind of look out across the beatdowns while you're posting and you do see some hate guys, some young guys, I think guys are challenged. I think for the most part. And guess what? If you're not, show up and free run. Right.
Pre-run I always think I could push myself harder too.
Yeah.
To beat down or.
Frosty always has this thing where doesn't matter the beatdown. I mean, you can modify the exercise, but don't modify the effort, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's goes as far as you want to take that, right? You can, whatever that is, you can run harder than it. You don't have to run at the same pace as everyone else, right? You can run ahead and then come back and pick up the 6, right? Like some guys, middle of the group might be getting 2 miles during a beatdown. I mean, what's stopping you from getting 3 just by running harder and then circling back and picking up the 6, right? You can, there's always ways to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
So I think difficulty shouldn't be something that like deters people from coming, because you can, even if you're not the one leading the beatdown, you can make the beatdown what you want to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think early on we had a few, and I'm sure we've had throughout the years some maybe CrossFit guys that
it's not hard enough.
Yeah, it's not hard enough. And it's like, okay,
why didn't you pre-run?
Those guys weed themselves out over time.
Sure.
What about, just thinking about so you've been doing F3 for 5 years, fitness goals you feel like you've been able to achieve and maybe even accelerate a little bit?
Yeah, I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't like goal setting as far as fitness goes. It's not something I've put a ton of like energy into, right? Trying to like create these milestones for myself. I think for me, it's more about just consistency of staying at it, right? Like there's something to be said about consistently posting 3 or 4 times a week for 5 consecutive years, right? Like there's been a lot of beatdowns. And I thought about like, maybe I should take it to a different level where maybe I like, okay, this is going to be the year I'll run a half marathon. Or this is the year I'll train for a marathon or whatever it is, which 2 things that I've never contemplated doing yet. But no, to be honest with you, I kind of like just the accountability and the consistency of saying like, you posted 5 times this week. I mean, there's plenty of people that posted 0 times.
Right.
You did 5 times more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Right. Just kind of taking it week by week and be like, okay, this past week I posted 3 times. Let's go 4 times next week.
Yeah.
Last week I did 4. Let's go 5 this week.
Yep.
I think I'd try to keep it simple and short term. I definitely don't feel like I can do any, like this. I'll be 30. I feel like I can still do the same stuff I did when I started when I was 24. Still running those same, 3.5 mile pre-runs.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm enjoying the consistency of it, but I feel good when I take my shirt off. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of just enjoying that ride right now, right? Just staying at it, staying consistent.
I love it. I do think it's interesting over the years, right? I've seen various seasons, right, where somebody will start tracking number of posts, and there's like the F3 250, and then I've always tracked my annual miles, and then it seems like with the more kids we have, the fewer miles I can get in every year. But no, I love it, and
I've tracked more like how many times I've led beatdowns.
Oh yeah,
than I have like.
What's that number?
Cared about how many? Well, just like in a year.
Oh, sure.
I think the most I've ever done is maybe like 19 or 20
in a year.
Like Q and beatdowns.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, for me, that felt like a good number. I mean, I don't know. It's like felt like I was leading a beatdown every 2 weeks or something.
How many workouts were you leading per year before? Right? It's 0.
Exactly. None. Right. So, I felt like I've tracked more like leadership stuff than I have actual like. Times I've posted, but I do not listen. I think what's really cool about the PaxNet system that we've built out now is like a couple clicks, you can log your beatdowns, and at the end of the year, you can go back and see. So you can log your stuff without trying that hard and like taking it, marking it on a calendar every week and stuff like that. So now we have cool ways that we can just do that.
Yeah. I love it. It just shows like all of the different varieties of guys in F3 and sort of, and maybe as you get older, I don't know if maybe we like to track things just to keep up with the younger guys, but I love hearing just the consistency, because that's really the goal, right? We want to be a consistent place for guys to stay healthy and get healthier. But what, the other question I was going to ask you about CSAUPs. So I feel like you led
I did lead a CSAUP
fairly early on, right?
Yeah, it was,
was it Shawshank?
It was the Butterfly Effect.
Oh, yeah.
That we hosted at Papillion La Vista South High School.
Okay.
Which I think was 2023.
Yeah. So a couple years ago.
Yeah. So I was kind of like midway. If I'm at 5 years now, I was kind of at the midpoint from where I started to where we are now.
Yeah. What'd you think of the CSAUP?
It was awesome. Yeah. And the one I led was actually the first one I did.
Okay.
So it was kind of a double whammy for me.
Yeah.
I didn't so I think that the way that they typically do CSAUP is they kind of pick like 3 Qs to handle the different Fs and things like that.
Yep.
fabulous experience. Loved it. Got to collaborate with big team of guys, past guys that have led CSAUPs that kind of gave their input and their experiences.
Yeah.
I got to work with Tater Todd a bunch on some things. Yeah, it was a good experience. I'm glad I did it. I think it kind of solidified my desire to do the CSAUPs in the following years, which I've done 2 more since then, which are fabulous. You know, you get, I think both 3 years that I've done them, you gotten like, 10, 11 miles of cardio, and then you do like 4 or 5 little mini beat downs along the way. It's a fabulous experience. Yeah, leading it was good. I felt that when they asked me to do it, of course I said yes. I didn't feel like I was nearly in the space to like handle that or take on that responsibility. But F3's got such a good, it's such a good group of guys and such a selfless group of guys that there were so many little helpers along the way that like, I did plenty, but at the end of it, I was like, man, these guys took care of so much stuff because there's so many hands on it, and really it's a group effort. So I know some guys get, you were the guys that led, and you were there's 30 people involved.
Well, so Tater's got his spreadsheet behind the scenes, right? That he's got the check boxes he's watching.
And some guys take on like a guy like Frosty who always, donates 400 burritos or something, right? Like, I think I was in charge of kind of like the cafeteria and some of the third F stuff. And he was so involved that it was like, I feel like 50% of my responsibilities just got taken care of by someone who was just like, yep, this is my thing,
I led Halfway House this last September, and I reached out to Frosty. Asking him for the recipe, but thinking he would just offer, hoping he would just offer, I'll make you burritos.
Yeah.
No, just sent me the recipe. So I think I ended up making 50 burritos, and I can tell you that's a lot of time and effort and energy. And if you've ever tried to stir, a mixing bowl with, I think I did 24 eggs at a time, and that's a forearm workout. Yeah, and you need a bigger bowl. And my wife's like, "What the hell are you doing?" But anyway, a lot goes into that. But so talk me through. Kind of on that fellowship piece, right? You mentioned coming in, but did you know anybody when you came in? Because
no, I didn't.
Fungo wasn't there.
No, I didn't. There wasn't anyone else that I knew that was doing it.
Yeah.
But very quickly, you'll be at a beatdown and you'll see someone. You'll be like, "Oh shit, dude,
I know that guy.
I know you."
Yeah.
No, I didn't know anyone else when I started posting, but very quickly, I found guys that I knew, just didn't know were doing it.
Sure.
And then in the years that have come and gone since then, there's been dozens of guys. I grew up in Omaha, so I've been here and around here basically the whole time. So there's been so many guys that have come into F3 that be like, "Oh, dude, I know you."
You feel like a lot of guys your age, or has that grown over time? Okay.
Lots of guys my age, for whatever reason. And maybe it's just how busy life is when you're, late 20s and you're trying to make a little career for yourself, or you're starting a family or whatever it is. I feel like that hate group, like for whatever reason, guys kind of come and go a little more.
Yeah.
There's just, I don't know, there's like the glue's not there. Or they've got so much other life stuff going on.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of guys in my kind of age group, call it like 25 to 30, that I've seen, and they've posted a handful of times, and you'll see them and you'll text them and they'll come out, and then they'll just kind of like fall off.
It's not like a consistent thing.
No. And I don't, maybe they end up circling back. They get to a different point in their life, and this is something that they can feel like they can put more bandwidth towards. But I've made countless connections with guys, or reconnected with guys that maybe I was closer with in high school, or kids from elementary school that we kind of like went our different ways in high school, but they stayed around town, and then I've ran into them in F3. And
nice.
I do wish, I think there's got to be more opportunities, I think, for kind of that hate category of guys. I think pretty well known that the 20 to 29 group is probably the minority in F3, I would say, right?
Yeah. Yep.
30 to 50 is probably that might be like 70% of the packs. Right. So I think the 20 somethings we could all do a better job of like trying to push growth in that space. And I think,
Yeah.
it's just on the packs. It's on the packs to try and,
Mm.
continue to grow that.
Yeah.
I definitely, I could say that I've could have probably done more, right?
Yeah.
Like you can always spread the word more than you are,
Yeah.
but, yeah, I'm looking forward to I'm not looking forward to not being a part of the hate group
Yeah.
anymore, but just kind of like stepping back and watching how those guys kind of take it.
Yeah.
I did feel like I tried to put my stamp on it a little bit. I think you mentioned it early, but like some of the hate pop-ups and
Yep.
we saw the respect guys doing all the respect pop-ups and
Yeah,
stuff. And I
why
was like,
not?
we should do hate pop-ups. Like,
Yeah.
why are we,
Why not?
we have such a small group of us.
Yeah.
Like we all need to come together.
Yeah.
I made a pretty concentrated effort for a while to like get those going. We had some couple good ones. We just did one on Thursday. It was a small group. I think there were 7 or 8 of us,
Okay. It's tough,
which is
right?
fine,
Yeah.
which is great,
Yeah.
right? I got to get just a notch closer with all those guys.
Yeah.
Well,
once you turn 30, then it's 20 years of silence, right? You don't get,
I get no
you
call
just
out.
get no call back.
I get no call back.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It'll be, yeah, we got to come up with a new one.
We have this rule, and I don't know if this applies to the respect guys
Okay.
at their pop-ups,
Yeah.
but the hate guys have this deal that if you're not a hate guy,
Yeah.
you can come to the beatdown
Mhm.
if you bring a hate FNG.
Yeah. They do
Okay,
that.
do the respect guys do that too?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we kind of stole that from them. We
Yeah.
had to have stolen that from them because I
Yeah.
know I didn't come up with that on my own. But,
Yeah. I love it.
yeah, so maybe now this will be my chance. Like
Yeah.
I can't go to the hate pop-ups anymore, but my only chance to get in
Yeah.
is to push a hate FNG. So
Yeah.
maybe this is where all the growth will come from.
Right. I love it. It's interesting just thinking about, and Free Delete, I think, talks about, right, those different age groups
Mhm.
and sort of maybe some of the different things you're going through or different needs, right? And so then, when a guy comes in, if you can easily tell, right, we're all saying our names and our ages, and you
Mhm.
pretty much tell, right, you're the youngest guy or one of
Yep.
the younger guys. And so you wonder if, and I don't know, for me, I know I was partying a lot. I wouldn't have been able to get up early, but what were some of those like fellowship, like, did you like, was coffee a thing, or like, how did you kind of start building relationships with some of the guys that were maybe older than you?
Yeah, coffee is no coffee is actually more of like a recent thing. I bet I went the first like year of F3 without going to a cafeteria.
Because you didn't drink it, or because you just didn't?
Kind of both. I was just
Yeah.
like, I'm by far the youngest guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Wasn't really a coffee drinker. I for sure am now.
Yeah.
Life has changed. I've got 2 kids now. So
Yeah.
I think it was just like I posted as much as I could.
Yeah.
I saw the guys in the gloom. I wasn't doing a ton with guys outside of F3, and I think my cup was just kind of getting filled in that 45 minutes 4 or 5 mornings a week. So I think it was just like posting as much as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think back. There weren't that many hate guys when I first started.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there was a dozen guys at a beatdown. I felt like almost all the time I was the only hate guy.
Yep. It would have been like Wait Time's son, Daniel's son, might have been
Who
but he
yeah.
he would have been.
So at the time, maybe like Pony would have been a hate guy at the time.
Yep.
But like, think about how many guys now that are like 30 to 35. They were all
Yeah. Yep.
clinging to hate back then,
Yeah.
and now they're all 34. So,
Yeah. Interesting.
yeah, I think I just posted as much as I could.
Yeah.
I wasn't super right away. I didn't get super involved in much outside of F3, which obviously there's infinitely more opportunities to do that now. And I
Yeah.
feel like I'm doing more of that now. And hell, I feel like cafeteria is almost more of a priority sometimes for me than it is
Than the
actually
beatdown,
posting to the beatdown, because now it's just like, it's funny how F3 shifts when like early on, it's like, I need to get this workout. We need to let's do some miles. And now it's like,
Yeah.
let's just go to
When's
coffee and
coffee? Yeah.
let's just catch up. You
Yeah.
know, I just want to talk with the guys. So
Yeah.
it's nice how that's kind of shifted. That mentality has shifted, and now it just feels like for me anyway, there's so much more of a focus on kind of like maintaining relationships and friendships.
Yeah.
I've got, for the first time in ever, I've got like a little shield lock now,
Nice.
which I didn't have for the first 4 years of my F3 little
Yeah.
journey. So, yeah, I think within the last probably 18 months, it's probably seen more of a significant shift for me into just leaning more into the fellowship side of things rather than focusing on the first stuff, which it comes when you post. You get first stuff when you post.
You get it,
no matter what.
How much of that? Just kind of thinking about timing, right? Because it is really interesting. Like a lot of guys end up starting in their mid to late 30s or 40s, whatever, and so then they've got the wife, they've got the kids. But you came in like freshly married and then have had kids. Like, I don't know. I would be curious, like, as part of your journey or experience, how has F3 maybe changed as some of those events have happened?
I don't know. I think it's made F3 better. I felt like I've grown even more like-minded with a lot of the guys because there are so many guys that have families.
Yeah.
There's very few guys in F3 that aren't married, don't have kids, or are like young enough to not be married or have kids.
Right.
Or even a lot of the hate guys, like a lot of those guys are married.
Yeah.
I've got 2 brothers that are hate. Both of them, one of them's married and expecting twins. It's crazy.
Nice. Is that Blue Bunny?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And my other brother's engaged. Baby Shoes is a hate guy. He's been married for a number of years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like I've grown into F3 a little bit.
Yeah.
As I've had kids and my marriage, we just celebrated 5 years in
that's awesome.
September. I think it's made F3 a little bit sweeter. I feel like I've been able to connect with guys a little bit more since having kids and been able to. There's been so many guys that have had kids right around the same time that I've had kids.
Yeah.
I feel like you've had a kid around the same time. How old is your youngest?
1. She's like 14 months. So September 20th.
I've got my son's 6 months old.
Yeah. September.
I've got a 3.5-year-old daughter, which I feel like you have a kid right in there too.
4-year-old. Yeah.
So I feel like as I've had kids, there were other guys around me that were also having kids, and we've been able to connect on that level. Pony, both of his kids are like really close to my kids. His wife is pregnant at the same time. Both times my wife was pregnant. So
that's
like
awesome.
I've been able to share that with guys, which has been really, really cool. It's fun to like go out and catch up with guys in the morning and be like, how's it go? How's your wife doing, man? Are we going through the same shit right now? You know what I mean?
Because you are. Yeah, for sure.
So that's been fun. I mean, I think that like it's made my mornings better, right? It's like a little bit of a deeper connection with guys when you can relate on additional levels. I think I've part of my shield lock. I've got a couple guys in my shield lock that have young kids similar age to my kids too. So, I think it's kind of sweetened the deal for me in a way, just being able to kind of like continue to grow in life at the same pace that some other men are growing in life too. Just going through similar experiences together and being able to share those conversations, share those feelings.
Yeah. It seems like it like just the timing was almost perfect, right? Because like as life happened, then F3, like, which is super cool.
It's been like one and the same, really, the whole time, right? Like F3 started for me like a month after I got married. Yeah. Which is so it's been right there with me the whole time that I've kind of grown to. So
what's your I'm also curious, like when you think about your family. So and I'm also thinking it's funny, right? Because you celebrate your wedding anniversary and then your F3 anniversary
right after it.
Yeah, but what's your wife think of F3 years?
Oh, she loves it.
Yeah,
she's dead asleep when I get up. When I'm getting up at 5 o'clock to go to F3, she has no idea I'm leaving the house. But she loves it. She asks all the time. She'll I'll come home from work in the evening. She'll be like, "Did you work out this morning?"
Yeah.
Like, heck yeah. Absolutely. I worked out. She's like, "Oh, awesome."
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I think she really likes that I have something that I'm passionate about. I think doesn't matter what it is, right? But having something that you're passionate about and watching your spouse do something that they're passionate about kind of just brings joy. So she's never once has she complained about me being at a beatdown. She runs a business that operates pretty early in the morning. She runs a little coffee business. So there's a lot of mornings where it's like I'm rushing home at 6:15 after a beatdown, or we're doing the old switcheroo in the morning. I'm gonna get the kids up, and she's going to an early morning event. But it works like flawlessly with our schedules. So
love it.
She loves it. Yeah, I think she is she's been very supportive. And she's gotten involved in some of the F3 events with her coffee business. So like,
oh, that's awesome.
It's win-win. Yeah,
that's
she's
awesome.
Definitely
What's her coffee business?
So she a couple years ago, we renovated an old 1960s pull behind camper into a coffee shop on wheels. Okay. So her business is called Retro Roast.
Okay.
She does got a full-on coffee shop on wheels. She's basically for hire, does private events all around Omaha. She does she goes to businesses like more than anything else.
Yeah.
She does little small events for businesses. She's done graduations, birthdays, sorority events, weddings.
And does she stick to
kinds of stuff.
coffee, or is she do
Nope, yeah,
anything
it's
beverages or okay?
Just coffee.
Okay.
Full on coffee shop. But she's very talented. She's very smart.
Yeah.
She's successfully run multiple businesses. She's kind of a rock star. So,
Yeah.
and this is something that she took on just a couple of years ago. She owned a dance studio for a number of years and she sold that.
Okay.
She was trying to do both at the same time and it got to be too much. So
coffee was the winner.
Coffee was the
passion.
winner. And it was something that she was a little more passionate about. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's been cool to see her be able to get involved in, some of our bigger F3 events over the last couple of years. And
Heck yeah.
It's been fabulous.
That's a great idea. I feel like in the pandemic probably even propelled that to be more successful.
Yeah, you definitely saw an uptick in mobile businesses during COVID just because brick and mortars had such a hard time.
Yeah.
So
I
think that her timing has actually been pretty good. There's a couple of them around Omaha now, but they all kind of have their own thing going on.
Yeah.
There's enough demand that she's pretty consistently busy. So
I love it.
It's good.
What about the kids? Remind me, do you have boys, girls?
I have a 3.5-year-old girl
Okay.
and a 6-month-old boy.
Okay.
One of each.
And have you brought your daughter to any workouts? or
No,
not
she
yet?
hasn't. She has not been EH'd yet.
Yeah.
No name, no EH. No, not yet. And I don't like when's too early. I don't know.
Yeah. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I brought
Have you brought your kids out?
Well, I brought my oldest when she was probably 4.
Okay.
I don't know, 4 to 6 range. She's 10 now, but at one point she just it was a Father's Day workout, and she's like, I only come to these for you. I don't really like it. And so I was like, well, you can just stay home because it's more work, right? You end up carrying them the whole time, and
that's exactly how it would be for me right now. My daughter's like. She's 3.5. I mean, she runs around, but after about 10 minutes, she's like, I'm tired.
She wants to do something else. Yeah.
We just went through that with trick-or-treating and stuff. It's like
it would be
for about a half an hour,
the
they'll walk around and enjoy it. And then she's like, someone please carry me.
It would be about the same. I guarantee you.
Yes.
I love it. Well, the other thing I'm curious about, because your brother, so both of your brothers have done F3.
Yep.
Talk me through, like, how has F3 maybe impacted those relationships?
Big time.
Okay.
Yeah, big time. I am 2.5 years older than Veggie Straw.
Okay.
So I'll be 30. He's 20. He just turned 27 this summer.
Okay.
And I'm 4.5 years older than Blue Bunny. He just turned 25.
But you and Blue Bunny look alike.
Yes.
And you and Veggie Straw do not look alike.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Different dads?
Especially in the
no, I'm kidding.
especially in the gloomy 5:30 dark hour.
Yeah.
Blue Bunny and people confuse us a lot with hats on or back turned or it happens weekly.
Yeah.
It's been great. I think Blue Bunny's probably going on like 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Veggie Straw's less than a year. So I spent a lot of years doing F3 before that either of them committed.
Mm-hmm.
I never really pushed it on them either. I think they just kind of like hardly at all.
Yeah.
I was very much doing my own thing. And I think they just kind of, Blue Bunny took onto it faster than Veggie Straw did.
Yeah.
Think they just saw me doing it, maybe thought it looked fun and cool. And eventually Blue Bunny came out and it was Paradise on a Wednesday.
Okay.
So a little bit of a running AO.
Yeah.
He hadn't ran more than a mile in, years.
Yeah.
So he struggled a little bit, but it was the same thing. Like after a couple weeks, he was like at the front of the pack. And like 6 months after he started, he ran a half marathon.
Yeah.
Like
is he leading the site right now?
He actually just passed it. He led the mess hall.
Yeah.
For a year.
That's right. Yeah.
And he just passed, and Veggie Straw has a flag right now too at Heavy Metal.
Okay. Nice.
So Veggie Straw picked it up maybe 6-8 months after Blue Bunny did.
Yeah.
And they both went fast and furious.
Yeah.
Veggie Straw, he's lost like 50 pounds in the last 6 months. Like, he's just crushing it.
Yeah.
Crushing it. Both of them are doing fabulous. Both of them took to it like a freaking duck to water.
Yeah.
And, they loved it. Loved it right away. I knew they would.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to almost, especially when it's your brother.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them to kind of like, if you're going to do it, like,
make it your own.
I want you to want to do it. I'm not going to sit here and beg you.
Yeah.
I've told you about it. You know what it is.
Yeah.
So whenever you want to come, you can come. And that's how it was with Veggie Straw too. Blue Bunny pushed him forever and ever and ever. And then finally one day he was like, hey, I think I'm going to come tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it just kind of happened on his own. And he's very much taken to he's got his own little shield lock, and he's the site Q of his own site. And we don't push each other too hard. We don't make like extra efforts to like all get together at the same beat down at the same time.
Yeah.
We all live close enough where it kind of happens organically, and we're just kind of, we're all a part of the same group, but all kind of enjoying it in our own ways, which has been awesome. But it's been nice to be able to, I see one of them at least a couple times a week at F3 outside of family stuff. And I'm very close with them, with our family as well. So like, it's just that
awesome
additional little piece of time that I get to spend with them outside of just regular family stuff. It's been really good.
Are there more siblings, or you're the oldest of 3 boys?
I'm the oldest of 3 boys, but there's 5 of us.
Okay.
I have 2 sisters on both ends.
Oh, okay.
I have an older sister and a baby sister.
Gotcha. That's super cool. I've
So
got
1 of 5.
2 older brothers, and you know, like you see the Ryder brothers, and just sort of, there's got to be this sense of comfort knowing that your brothers have the influence of this group.
Yeah.
Right? Like my brothers don't live here, and I'm always telling them like, there's a huge F3 in Salt Lake. You got to go check it out.
Yeah.
But they don't post. And but I don't know. What's been your experience?
Well, get a little more like granular with it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, do you feel there's got to be a sense of like, you feel good about their sort of outlook because because they're in this group, right?
Yeah.
Know,
like, for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm where I'm at, and I know we're eventually like, this is the road that it kind of keeps you on. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. They are both a hell of a lot better off being entrenched in something like F3 than not being entrenched in it. Right. There's so many, these are prime examples, and both of them happened right away. Like after they got involved with F3, both of them have made connections in F3 and now work for people that they're like connected with.
Oh, that's cool.
Blue Bunny quit his corporate job and is now running HVAC with Flying V.
Okay, really?
Mr. Skradsky, who owns Skradsky Heating and Air here in town.
No way.
He ditched his corporate job. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get connected with something more like hands-on. I might go blue collar. And he connected with Corey Skradsky. And
I wonder if we use Skradskys at our house. I wonder if I've had Blue.
Very possible.
Yeah,
and then Veggie Straw, he got a really nice engineering degree in school and was kind of struggling to get connected with the right group, right employer, right, just right field.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in and got connected with Stitches, who is pretty high up at Olson.
Yeah.
And now he's worked for Olson for the last year. So
Wow.
both of them very quickly like made employer connections and like are thriving in their careers.
That's huge.
So it's like that's like the easiest example where it's like, okay, this like immediately changed things in very positive ways for them outside of F3, right? Just in their like professional lives. So
and it's kind of cool.
Couldn't be happier. Yeah.
They're coming into F3 sort of similar time in life.
Yep.
With marriage and all that as you are. So
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can kind of see the writing on the wall where it's like, all right, I already know that this is going to be phenomenal for the both of you, because even after 6 months, it's like, you're doing so much better in just this little amount of time.
Yeah.
Like span that out over 10 years. What is your life going to look like? It's probably going to be pretty damn good.
Super cool.
What's it like to love your dentist? Well, you're about to find out, where healthy smiles go beyond your teeth. No drilling, no needles, and no anxiety. Relax. It's Omaha Laser Dentistry. Welcome to better. At Omaha Laser Dentistry, Dr. Bullenparty uses the Solea laser, a CO2 laser that's used in all of his day-to-day patient care. He provides thorough exams, assessments, and treatments for things like snoring, tethered tissue, and extractions like wisdom teeth, as well as other surgeries. Check him out today at omahalaserdentistry.com. Discounts may be available for F3 Omaha members.
What I would be curious, any stories like that? Like those are sort of maybe more like whetstone mentorship or like, but for you, anything like that you experienced as you were starting the group and kind of moving into those different phases of life? Like any mentor or anybody sort of give you, I'm sure a lot of parenting advice, right?
Tons. To get in like a slightly deeper, like my dad has struggled with alcohol for a number of years.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I've been able to plug in with guys in F3 that have helped me in pretty monumental ways. And my brothers too, right? Like it's it's a whole family deal
Mm-hmm.
when there's a challenge like that inside of the family. And I've been able to lean on a number of guys that have had real experience with addiction or family addiction and things like that. So you can take it in whatever direction you feel like you need to. Like, there's so many tools and so many relationships in F3 that just guys have so much life experience.
Yeah.
And there's so many guys now where it's like, if you want to try and find someone that you feel like can help you, it's there.
Yeah.
Right. You just
Somebody's
have to,
there.
you have to put forward an effort, and you have to get outside of your comfort zone and be willing to have hard conversations, be vulnerable. That's a big piece of it too, right? Like, doesn't matter what you're trying to accomplish. I think having that element of vulnerability really helps kind of forge relationships and bring those small things out that, are able to help in a big way. So that was something significant that our family went through a couple of years ago, and there's been guys in F3 that have really helped me in a big way along the way. So
it's awesome.
I've brought out guys from where I've been employed. So like just making small little, just deeper connections with guys that you kind of you end up spending like tons of your life with.
Right.
See them more than you see your damn family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when you're kind of in an office environment and you're sitting at a desk for 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I've been able to connect with like work guys more, and obviously my brothers they're a primary example, but there's all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I think there's not a one where you like look back and you're like, oh, I wish I didn't like.
Yeah.
All of them are positive.
Yeah.
All of them are positive. All of them make your day-to-day life better or bring value to your life in some way. Never been to an F3 beatdown and then be like, oh, I wish I didn't go and do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear
the only thing
one.
you do is when you don't post, you sleep in,
right?
And your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. and you're like,
yep.
I really wish I would have posted.
When that happens to me, I'm always like, okay, what was the COT? Tell me the
right.
COT. I love it. Well, I would be curious. So when you think about fitness, fellowship, faith, kind of the third F component, and would love to sort of hear what's been your journey, kind of looking back, family life, and then I don't know if you have continued anything through college, and then now getting to be a dad. But
third F,
love to hear what that's been like.
So I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
I went to a Catholic elementary school here in Omaha. I went to Creighton Prep, so I went to a Jesuit high school, which is basically Catholic.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So none of that really by choice, right? Like that was the family dynamic.
Yeah.
I went to a Catholic elementary school.
Because your parents did the same? Okay.
My mom's family's very Catholic. My dad's family, not so much. But, and I'm so glad that I got the education I got, went to school where I went to school.
Yeah.
Especially prep. So much more outside of going to mass or going to church. Like there's so much community involvement and there's such a service aspect to that school. I wouldn't trade my years there for anything. Such a phenomenal experience. And I think it kind of forged me a little bit. I grew up Catholic. I was going to church once a week at school and going to church on Sundays with my mom and my siblings. And so I was going to church twice a week.
Yeah.
Did that for 15 years.
Yeah.
And then once I kind of got I went off to college, got some, my own autonomy.
Yeah.
Very quickly stopped going to church. Very quickly stopped going to church because I was like, I was 18 and I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Right.
It's Sunday. I partied all night on Saturday night. I promise you, I'm not going to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
I got into the nightlife in college and all of that kind of quickly went to the wayside. But it actually, you know what? It's still that way. I'm not an active churchgoer on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
I get so much, and I've found this through tons of time doing this. My church is very much group setting.
Yeah.
I get so much out of even just the 20-second prayer at the end of a beatdown.
Yeah.
Group setting. I don't know. I kind of feel I feel real spiritual in group setting. You can just kind of feel it working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's that, and the time that I've spent out in doing all of my hunting in nature.
Yeah, for sure.
Group setting and nature are the two places where I feel like I am the closest
Yeah.
with the Sky Q.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's just something about group setting for me, and you can just kind of feel the energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can just feel them at work. You know, to me, that's where I feel like I can feel it the most and where I kind of thrive in that environment. I haven't outside of kind of just the traditional Catholic mass, I haven't really experimented too much with like trying to find a church, going to church,
Sure.
bouncing around churches. Haven't done that much.
Yeah.
It's funny because my daughter goes to a little Catholic elementary school right next to our house now. So
Yeah.
I'm like
Pretty soon she's gonna,
putting her right back into it. So it's like,
there's something there though. It sounds like the values or the moral aspect of it.
I'm for sure. I mean, I don't, not that this matters. I'm for sure Christian. I don't know if I'm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could like identify as Catholic now.
Sure.
I feel like there's such like a with Catholicism. I feel like there's such like there's an aspect of the mass and going to church on Sunday that kind of like seals the deal on that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I fall into that realm anymore.
Yeah.
Christian for sure. I knew this in high school too, because I was doing service work and small group stuff with other young men.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of retreats,
Yeah,
things like that.
the impact retreat that we do is based off of what you guys did
Yes.
in high school. What was so going through sort of that in high school, what was your experience there?
Yeah, so in each year that you're in high school at prep, they put on some kind of retreat for the class. There's a giant freshman retreat, and then you get into like smaller subsects of retreats as you get to be like sophomore, junior, senior.
Okay.
All of them are significant. All of them are fabulous. There's the train.
Yeah.
Some of them you're with like big group stuff. And then as you got older, it felt like the groups got smaller and like it was a more like defined, purposeful small group that you were in rather than kind of just being a part of the large group. Both experiences for me were really significant. Yeah. And I feel like through that is kind of where I learned, is like, okay, this is
it's about relationship
this is kind of where I'm meant to get my stuff. You know what I mean? So the retreats at prep were phenomenal. We did some I think the F3 Impact Retreat goes to like the Hyder.
It's out in Iowa somewhere.
Yeah, we went to some offsite camp. That's where the junior encounter retreat is at prep.
That sounds right. Yep.
And we stayed like 2 nights overnight in like cabins and stuff.
We use the exact playbook. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Fabulous experiences. You get to know guys really well. You get to know guys on a really personal level that you don't get to just go into like class with them every day. So it's funny that now it's all kind of come full circle for me, because I was like, I was doing this stuff when I was 16 years old.
Have you been to the Impact Retreat?
I actually have not.
Okay.
And I know that, aren't we coming up on one?
January.
That's right.
The 8th through the 10th. Yeah.
That's right. I think it's on my to-do list. Yeah. It's on my to-do list. And I know it's impactful.
Well, what's interesting, and I was talking to somebody this morning at coffee about this, that like, this seems to be like, there's a lot of guys have this story, right? It's like we grew up in some sort of church setting, and then you kind of drift away. And then what I notice, like, kids tend to have a big impact. Kids are your wife, right? It's like I met this really hot chick, and she's into Jesus, and so I figured I better be too.
I'm back, maybe.
Yeah, or your kids, right? Like we do these things, like we send our kids to this school, and inevitably they start asking questions, and you're kind of like, maybe we should, but
I like the community. You know what? Like, I don't think it matters where you are, like what you're doing or what you believe, but like the community aspect, I think, of being a part of something a little bigger than you are. Yeah. Huge. That's the draw for me. Yep. And I'm already like, I already am like smiling about it, because I'm noticing it with my daughter's school already. It's like, you start like recognizing people, and all of a sudden I can already tell you're going to like make little relationships, and you're going to meet other families. And that's the pull for me. Is it's more for me. It's more about the relationship building and getting to know people on more of a personal level, and getting to exercise that.
What do you think? Because that's a common thread for you, right? Throughout, right? I mean, kind of why you started F3 and just what you kind of where you find and I mean, from my perspective, right, we were created to be relational, so it makes
Big
complete
time.
sense. But where do you think that draw to community
I don't
and
know.
relationship comes from?
I had a big family.
Okay.
So, when there was always people around.
Yeah.
I was one of
Yeah.
5, right?
Yeah.
So then when you kind of get thrown out into the world, or you're just off doing your thing, but
Yeah.
you feel like maybe there's a natural gravitation toward, back toward that,
You like
I
the-
was used to years and years and years of there always being lots of people around. I had
Yeah.
siblings around all the time.
always noisy, always.
And then to going to be like, okay, you and your wife are going to go figure this out on your own now. And
yeah.
it's like, no, I feel like I'm
I
not
need-
trying to give that
I
away
need some
yet.
people.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's very well that's, a part of it. Being on teams forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
I started playing ball when I was like 4,
Yeah.
stopped when I was 22. That's 18 years
Yeah.
of being a part of real teams.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one day you play your last game and you're done.
right. Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, where did all my boys go?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the things that I missed. I don't really miss playing baseball, to be honest with you. Like
Right.
actually playing.
Right.
I miss having friendships
Yeah.
with the guys.
Yeah.
You had 30 friends around you all the time.
Yeah.
Every day.
And just the fun, right? You're
Yeah.
on all those moments on the bus and
So
yeah.
that's probably also part of the big allure for me to F3. It was like, I need a team,
Mhm.
This is kind of how I've been doing my thing for a while, and now all of a sudden it's gone. I need that back.
Yeah. I love
And
it.
F3 has really, it's filled my cup in
Yeah.
big way.
It's cool for me, sort of being an outsider asking all these questions, and I get to kind of see.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there's all these things, and so then it's like, well, SkyQ is going to use this draw of community to
Yeah.
play into,
Yep.
maybe it's a church that you find or
Yep.
whatever. But it's just kind of cool to think about how that might work out. But
I agree.
what when you think about the leadership aspect, right? So trying to invigorate male community leadership.
Yep.
Talk me through that, because you helped lead a CSAUP before you were a Site Q,
Yep.
and then you got to obviously do your VQ and
Yep.
but and I forget, at work, are you in sort of a formal leadership role as well?
I'm
or-
kind of like, no,
Okay.
I'm like middle management,
Sure.
I have a little team, but I still report up to people. So I'm kind of in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't have like a big old team that everyone kind of rolls up to me. Not
Yeah.
yet. We're not there yet, but
Yeah.
as far as within F3 and
Well, just in general, right? When you think about leadership, I guess I would be curious, like, what have those opportunities within F3 taught you that you've maybe been able to translate to
oh yeah,
family or work or
yeah, being comfortable leading,
Mhm.
which most people are not.
Right.
That's probably one of the most. I don't know if it's overlooked. I feel like it's overlooked. Maybe
Yeah, just the confidence to
the
lead.
benefit of that, right? Like there was a year where I led 20 beatdowns,
Yeah.
right? I'm in charge. I have to do all the talking. I do all the planning,
Yep.
everything, right? Like
Yep.
there's not very many things that you can go do on a day-to-day basis that provide you with that opportunity outside of work.
Yep.
So having a place that you can put yourself out there, gain confidence,
Mhm.
practice leading,
Yep.
right? It's such like a low pressure environment.
Yep.
Right.
Perfect.
At
Yeah.
5:30 in the morning with guys that you're all friends with.
Yep.
It's had a huge impact, I think, on me public speaking.
Oh, okay.
I talk infinitely more freely in my workspace now than I could have ever 5 years ago.
Interesting.
In meeting forums, on calls, all kinds of taking clients out to dinners, all kinds of things. I think my confidence in a public setting has changed in a big way. A lot of that probably has to do with my experience when F3.
Yeah.
Just kind of commanding a group of,
Yeah.
could be 3 guys, it could be 23 guys, could be 43 guys when you're doing a
Yep.
flag pass or something like that, right? So
Mhm.
got an experience with really small groups, got an experience with really big groups.
Yep.
The variety in which that you get to lead in F3, I mean, the limits are kind of boundless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's helped me in a pretty significant way. My favorite part about being able to lead within F3, I think, is when you get to be in that site Q role and you get to give others the opportunity to lead.
Yeah.
I think that's where the gear kind of shifted for me too.
Yeah.
Because when you're not a site Q and you're, you can just Q all the time and you can kind of bounce around and go everywhere, it's kind of all about you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get to be the one setting the schedule for your own site and, kind of hand picking who's going to be leading or who you want to give the opportunity, it's just doesn't matter who you're giving the opportunity to, but it's just being in a position where you get to be the one giving the opportunity.
Yeah.
Just pushing that responsibility, giving someone else a shot, right? It's like, I've already led a bunch of times and I'm already the site queue. How about, actually, that was my goal. The whole time I was the site queue at the Woodshed, I didn't lead a single beatdown at the site.
Nice.
There was not a single time that someone flaked or slept in or got sick, which is super fortunate because I feel like that happens all the time.
Yep.
Not once did I, and I was the site queue for 19 months.
Okay.
Not one time.
Is that longer than Pony?
Yes.
Okay.
That's official, by the way.
Nice.
Shout out Pony. He was the site queue for, I think, 15 or 16 months, and I was the site queue for 19. We went back and looked, trust me.
I love it. Was that a goal?
That happened all on its own.
Organic.
That happened all on its own.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single time while I was site queue that I had to rip, on the fly, lead a beat down, and I wanted it that way. And inevitably, I think sometimes the schedule gets skinny on some guys too, and they're just like, whatever, I'll just lead a beat down. I'll just lead the beat down that day. I didn't do that one time.
When you got to host F3 Nation too, right?
Yeah, that was
fun.
Awesome.
That was a good time.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fabulous. Yeah. We had a couple things that kind of happened while I was there that drew some big crowds, and we did some fun stuff. The F3 Nation thing was really, really fun.
Yep.
It's the original Friday AO.
Yep.
So the site's got some history.
Yeah.
I think we just the day that I passed the flag here in August, I think it was August.
Yeah, seems right.
We were also celebrating 7 years of that site.
Oh yeah,
like the next day
Mm-hmm.
was the 7-year anniversary of that site. So it's one of the older sites
Mm-hmm.
in F3 Omaha. It's the first Friday site. Yeah, I think just getting the opportunity to give people leadership opportunities is special because it's going to have the same impact that it had on me. It's inevitably having that impact on those guys too.
Right. What advice would you have for guys that are leading or taking over a site? Any lessons learned or anything that you feel like is sort of a must do as a site queue?
No, being encouraging. I feel like it's tough. A lot of guys aren't that comfortable leading, or inevitably you're going to ask a guy to have his like VQ at your side or something like that. Guys that just either haven't really led professionally or haven't really led within F3.
Right.
Just being the man for them. You know what I mean? Like they need a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it too, is like half of leading is just confidence.
Right.
Right. Like,
yeah.
You can't, especially in F3, that you can't like do a ton wrong.
Right.
But it's like you got to get up there and you got to be loud. You got to be loud. You got to be assertive in a little bit of a way.
Yeah.
These guys they're all here standing around in the circle looking at you you're going to tell them what to do, right? So just like, as the group is a lot of guys kind of get off in their own zones and they're like talking and not paying attention or like, it's because we're all friends, right? Like guys have conversations on the side.
Yeah.
But, just kind of keeping everyone, helping facilitate a little bit, helping keep guys engaged during the beatdown, because sometimes people get off track. People aren't paying attention. It's not like in a disrespectful way. Guys are just like, having a laugh.
It's adult recess,
talking about
right?
life. It's adult. Yeah, exactly. I tried to do a really good job of just like, if no one else was engaged, I was going to make sure that I was engaged. So that way, if inevitably the two ding dongs over here didn't hear what we were going to be doing, like, hey, listen, you just lead. I'll take care of these guys over here.
Yeah, I'll explain.
I try to be engaged. I try not to miss. Sometimes that happens too, because you're taking a vacation with your family or your whatever. I be as consistent as you. I mean, it's your site. You should be there.
Yeah.
But just being as consistent as you can at the site, being there for the pre-run, making sure that you're always, without a doubt, there's going to be one person there, and it's going to be me because it's my site. And I'm going to be there for the pre-run, and I'm going to be there for the beat down, and you can count on me being there no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter if no one else shows up, I promise I'll be there to whoever's leading, right? Could be -20 and the snow could be coming down, but I will be there.
And I think you see that, right? For sites where maybe the site queue isn't a runner and so doesn't pre-run.
Yep.
I know when I go to those sites, sometimes there's nobody else pre-running, right?
Yep.
Unless, if it's a shovel, so it is interesting that sort of the packs tend to follow, right? If the site queue's pre-running, you're going to pull a couple guys in and, so I love that.
Yeah, I think it kind of helped I kind of made that a point too. It's like, I'm always going to show up for the pre-run. Just one, because I'm capable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And there's going to be a time where I'm not going to be capable.
Right.
So hell, I might as well do it.
Yeah.
And also because, in the off chance that someone shows up that's maybe from Lincoln
Right.
or from
Who knows?
Gretna or from Elkhorn or wherever, someone
Yeah.
that's wants to come in and enjoy the site.
Yeah.
And they show up at 5 to pre-run and there's no one there. And they're like, ugh.
What do I do? They don't know the route. They get lost. Yeah.
But instead I'll be there.
Yeah.
And I know the site, or I know the route.
Yeah.
So
talk to me about succession planning. Sort of what was that
dude,
process
that was
like? I mean, did you have it for 18 months because it was
not
hard,
on purpose?
Hard to find a replacement?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
the East sector that was like the first part of F3 Omaha.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yep.
I feel like there was a lot more core of the sites were in the eastern part of the city.
Yeah.
So you've got your most tenured packs in
Yep.
that part of the city, which means all of those guys a majority of those guys have led
Already
sites.
led. Yep.
Especially now that we're on are we on year 8 of
Yep.
F3 Omaha?
Yep.
Okay, so you've had guys that have been engaged for 7-8 years that after a year or two they were asked to lead. Some guys have already led multiple sites.
Yeah.
So we got to a point where it's like, okay, there's in my opinion, there's kind of like a process of elimination where it's like you can't be too new.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need some experience, right? Do you have some experience leading some beatdowns, right? You've been around long enough where people you're a familiar face. You have experience. Have you led a site before? There's a lot of these things that were like kind of blocking certain pathways for me where it's like, okay, you're great, but you've led one beatdown.
Right.
So it's like, it's hard to give someone a site responsibility. It's like, okay, not that you like in 6 months, you will be the perfect pick for someone,
right?
But it's not a fit right now. Or there was someone who like I thought was perfect, but it like in their personal lives, it wasn't a good time for them.
Yeah.
That happened once. Or I had someone lined up. I'm like, I'm going to ask him next week.
Yeah.
You go and ask him, be like, another site just asked me.
Yeah. That happens.
So there were like 3 or 4 in my succession plan. I was like, okay, these 4 people would make like excellent selections. Let me start talking to some guys. And all 4 of them were like, I've only led one beatdown. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Not going to work in my personal life. This person just asked me to be a site Q.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'm hanging on to it for a little while longer. And then inevitably what happened was one of the guys that early on was like, you're going to be great.
Yeah.
But it's just we're not there yet. You need to lead a little bit more and get more familiar with F3 and figure out how the cadence works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Little stuff that matter.
Yep. And
then inevitably that is what happened. I ended up passing it to a guy that kind of like flew under my radar and then co-queued with another guy that has been a part of F3 for about 6 months now, but it's like,
yeah,
he's an F3 guy.
Remind me who took the flag?
Munger.
Okay.
Who is a new-ish guy. He probably started in like the depths of winter, early 2025. It was like January or February.
Yeah.
And then Animal.
Oh yeah.
Who's like a 4-year F3 guy.
Yep.
But is kind of like posts a bunch in the summer, kind of takes time off in the winter, but now he's got to have a reason that he's got to stay. So
yeah.
He's like he's lived in the same house right next to Elmwood Park for like 25 years. He's like an East Side guy.
Yeah.
And it was like that site is like home for him.
Yeah.
So it made sense for him to take that flag. So
it's interesting, right? Because there's totally the criteria we're looking for that would make a good site queue. But I do think we've seen, and I know even like for myself, there have been times where we give it to a guy who's like kind of on the edge of being, ready, and it is the thing that like gets them engaged and keeps them coming back. So
100%. I think that's why I took wasn't a gamble because he's like the best dude ever. But like Munger he'd only been a part of F3 for maybe 6 months when we kind of dropped the ball on him that he was going to be like, hey, I need you to take this flag, buddy. And he was like 10 toes down. He was like, of course. Yeah. I'm in. That's you don't have to ask me twice.
Yeah.
And I think it just further solidifies their role and their commitment to F3. So
super cool. Well,
that was good.
I love hearing your story. I mean, it's so cool. And I think just your passion for community and engagement and being able to do that and then bring your brothers in. It's just, I appreciate you sharing your story with everybody. Yeah. I am curious, anything that maybe we didn't cover that you're like, I got to get this off my chest, or I was really hoping to share this, or anything that you would share, any sort of final parting thoughts?
I want to see, and maybe this is my opportunity. I want to see F3 Omaha put on a grow ruck.
Oh, it's coming.
Is it really?
Yeah, next year.
That's official.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Who's heading that up?
GTE roll bar.
No way.
Yeah, next June.
I'm in.
Your wish is coming true, baby.
No way.
Yeah,
Because I've heard about like, I don't know if it's like, F3 OKC or they do. I know they do it they do it on the East Coast, right? Like the Raleigh guys and the.
I've actually have a message from Linus and Roll Bar to get a Gloom episode out about it. Yeah. So you got to check Slack. I can tell you missed there was an early bird discount for the sign up. So
June 26th.
Yeah.
That's really not that far away.
So yeah, we'll have to get
Is it like?
Make sure we get the word out.
Is it like it's not full? Is it?
No.
There's been like 2 guys signed up.
Yeah, no, it's not full, but we got to get the word out because it's and GTE. For me, so I think because the impact retreat, right, is sort of this 2-day overnight, and GTE is similar. It's maybe less faith component, but there's still it's an overnight.
GTE.
That's just what they're calling Grow Ruck. Is the
what's that stand for?
Oh, I don't know.
GTE,
the acronym. Roll Bar can probably tell me. I think it's just their naming, like Grow Ruck 26 or whatever is what they're calling.
Okay, so it's not like it's significant to like this specific Grow Ruck. Not all Grow Rucks.
I feel like they call them all that, but
GTE.
Or maybe it's just GT or he's saying GTE is the I don't know.
All right, we've got some homework to do.
Yeah. I'll ask him.
Some guys said like I've heard guys talk about that for like but there's never really one that's been like, not even like Kansas City or something. They're always like in Raleigh.
It'll be
there was one in OKC or
there will also be one in Kansas City, is my understanding.
Okay.
So there'll be a couple opportunities for guys.
So I'm wondering if do you think that'll draw in guys from like other parts of the country that are going to want to come in and be a part of that?
I think so. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to come to Omaha, but I love it. Again, thanks for your leadership and just for sharing your story. Growth training exercise. GTE.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, growth training exercise. But we'll make sure we got to get the word out clearly, right? If guys aren't hearing it. But what and really where we like to land is like current state. What's going on in life? What do you need prayers or encouragement for?
Life is busy for us. We just sold our little tiny house.
Oh, you're moving.
We bought a new house. Close to where we are now. We're staying on the east part of Omaha. We bought a little house in Field Club, right next to Field Club Country Club.
Okay, moving on up.
We're trying.
Yeah.
We just bought a house. We're closing on the sale and the purchase on the same day here later in November.
Okay.
Got a 6-month-old boy, so we're the 3.5-year-old daughter. So like we're busy at home, busy being a dad, trying to be a good husband.
Yeah.
We're just busy right now. I'm trying to taking my wife on we got a little date night planned.
Nice.
But just trying to focus on the important stuff, and it's the middle of hunting season, and I've got dogs, and we do a bunch of pheasant hunting in October and November and doing this elk hunt here in a couple weeks. So it's like busy at home, busy personal life. I just started a new job 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Prayers for sanity.
Yeah.
Prayers for keeping it all together.
Seems like you're holding it all together.
It's good. My wife and I have a really good dynamic. Her being self-employed gives her a lot of flexibility.
Sure.
So our little guy's he doesn't go to daycare.
Mm-hmm.
We've got like a nanny that comes a couple days a week and kind of helps my wife. Because I'm at an office every day from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
So it takes too much time away from my family, more than I would like. But we're busy. We're in the, you've been through it with young kids. Yeah. We're still got it going on.
We're in it, man.
So it's when you've got young kids that are, that need a lot of you.
Yeah.
Life is inevitably busy and work is demanding, and I'm trying to kind of grow that, right? And still trying to cling to some of my hunting passions and but through it all though, like F3 is the easiest thing to stay involved in because I'm like, I go to an office every day, so just having that thing to like wake up for and just tackle something hard and enjoyable before the day starts as like step one. Like do this, everything else is like comes so much easier. And it's noticeable on the days when you don't post,
Yep.
right? Like that wake up is more difficult. In that first couple hours of the day, seems like coincidentally, it just seems like it's more chaotic.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, just
Yeah.
get up and go do it. Be there with the boys. Have a good time. Have a coffee. Have a good conversation. Get a beat down.
Yeah.
Everything else comes a little easier. So.
I love it. Yeah, we're in the grind, right?
Yeah.
And I think too, the prayer for sanity, right? Because we've got to, in the midst of that, we've got to lead.
Yep.
And it's really hard to lead if you're, not able to deal with the stress of all that. So definitely we'll be thinking about you on that. Let's do a little Namo here to wrap us up.
Oh yeah.
Brandon Flehardy, 39, The Plague.
Plague. Kyle Thompson, 29, E-85. 29 for just a little bit longer.
E-85.
Hate.
I get to be the last one to say it probably. Well, you'll post before your birthday.
I'll be posting, but it's not going to be too much longer, man.
Awesome. Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Scars on our hands, hope in our chest. We're not defined by the weight of the test. Brothers in step, we carry the flame. Different roads, but the heart beats the same. Every man's got a story to tell. From the valley low to the mountaintop, yeah. Every man's got a story inside. Standing strong, we won't hide. Every man, yeah. Every man's got a story. We've been broken, we've been bruised, but we rise again and we don't get to choose. Through the fire, through the fight, every man's story burns in the night. Scars on our hands, hope in our chest. We're not defined by the weight of the test. Brothers in step, we carry the flame. Different roads, but the heart beats the same. On a story to tell, from the valley low to the mountaintop yell. Every man's got a story inside. Different roads, but the heart beats the same. Every man's got a story to tell. From the valley low to the mountaintop hill. Every man's got a story inside. Standing strong, we won't hide. Every man, yeah, every man's got a story. Every man's got a story. Voices rise like thunder, they roll. Truth in the pain, it's shaping the soul. Chains may rattle, but they break in time. Every man's story is yours and mine. From the struggle to the glory, every man's got a story. In the dark or in the light, we keep marching through the night. Every man's got a story inside. Every man's got a story to tell. From the valley low to the mountaintop hill. Every man to the mountaintop hill. Every man's got a story inside. Standing strong, we won't hide. Every